So
if you're doing that first, and I got to ask you a question, and I may be off base here, but my uncle told me one time, like if I got into trouble, never use his name, but always say this and say, hey, I'm not an orphan. I have a family too. If you want to meet with my family will meet with your family. Is that accurate of my memory? But my uncle told me never use my name. Say these words. I'm not an orphan, and I have a family too. And that will slow things down. Is that...
He's exactly right. He's a smart guy because now he's teaching you the right way. Because now what you're doing is you're giving the hint for you to choose those words and say, "Hey, I don't have an orphan.
I'm not an orphan.
I got a family too. My family come forward." That's kind of indirectly telling somebody, "Hey, I got a big guy behind me too."
And I'm not using his name.
Yeah, and you'll find out.
To.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You'll find out who he is. But now, if you went to them and said, "Hey,
my uncle said this, and his name is..."
No, my uncle is so and so.
Yeah.
From the Bonanno family, or my uncle is so-and-so, automatically you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
So once Joe Beck, if we didn't have that proof, I don't know where to sit down with a one-up because technically he was there first, talking to him. The guy didn't commit to him, but he was there first.
Right. He found the game first, so to speak.
He found the game first. He talked to him. The Israelis left it out. They didn't tell me about it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good chance we were going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But once I mentioned the fact that, because Joe Beck goes, wait a minute, Frankie, you call me son, or you call me Frankie boy, right? Frankie boy said, how'd you find out who we had to go talk to?
Yeah.
I said, well, the Israeli guy told me John Gotti. He told you John Gotti. Yeah, he said the guy that was going in there was mentioning John Gotti's name. That's how I know. That was it.
You don't do that.
So when I met John Gotti for the first time, that was the last time I met him too, first and last time, was in Joe Butch's club. Joe Butch Correo had a club on Mulberry Street between Grand and Hester, right? I went in there to go pick Joe Beck up.
Okay.
So me and Rafi went there to go get him, right? And he's in there playing cards with John Gotti, Al Walker from the Bonanno family.
Cast the characters are here.
And another guy. I forgot who it was, right? And that's when I went in there, and then Joe Beck and Rafi introduced me to John Gotti, right? But that's the rapport he had with the guy. Because the old-timer, didn't matter, different family. The old-timer, the things he'd been through, he's part of mob history. You can't take away from him.
He gets respected no matter what.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, JoJo runs out of there, nervous, you can't believe. Nervous as a cat. Walked out of there. Like this cat on the cup. The cat's still on the cup. So anyway, runs out of there. We get the game.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got the green light. Now what happens? I go up there, and the guy who ran the game, okay, the numbers, when I took it over, the numbers were different. In other words, the numbers weren't matching up.
Right.
So anyway, the brother comes to me and goes, I think this guy's skimming. That's okay. So me, back then, I was just,
Off the handle?
Off the handle, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
Right, so I go in there one day with him. Place is closed. I sit the guy down. He's always in a sport jacket. I sit him down. I'm trying to go over the numbers with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's tripping over his own words, and I'm catching him. And all of a sudden, I just start cracking him over the table. Right at the table. Just start open-handing him. Tony Zuzio.
Yeah.
Boom. Hitting him fucking iron palms. Okay?
Wow.
Guy starts bleeding, right? He's all screwed up. Knock him off the chair, pick him up. All right, listen, now he's shaking, right? I said, there's a penny missing. I said, see these palms, see these hands? It's going to be every time there's something, you're going to get a crack, okay? So anyways, I go to my grandfather. And I'm trying to figure out this gambling thing because I'm getting my ass kicked.
Right.
I'm dealing drugs, so I'm feeding the gambling joint. And I'm saying, wait a second, the house always wins.
That's not the way it's supposed to work.
Why am I not winning?
Yeah.
I go to my grandfather. He comes to look at the game. He said, first mistake, you got 2 tables open. Shut one table down, leave one table. I said, yeah, but there's people waiting. Let them wait. let him wait. You got 2 dealers going on. No, he said. And he's watching the dealers. He said, you know what? He said, these dealers are not good for you. He said, I'll get you a dealer.
What did he see?
I don't know what he's seen.
He's a pro at it. He saw something.
He's a pro.
Yeah.
He gets me a dealer. I keep one as a backup, fire the other one. And we got 2 tables. I closed one. Got 1 table running. And we got my grandfather's dealer in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny.
Night and day?
Racked up.
Really?
I mean, I was making, you know, it was good money for back then, you know. It was good money today.
For a room with 2 tables.
But we're only running 1 table, and he said, let him wait. Because I used to get nervous. I just go, well, people are waiting. I don't want them to wait.
Right.
You know?
They'll go somewhere else, you're thinking.
I'm thinking either go somewhere else or they'll get frustrated, they'll leave, you know, either way, right?
Yeah.
Making money hand over fist. So me, I'm saying to myself, I realize what Joe Beck did for me.
Right.
You know, and I'm saying I always remember what the old man did for me. And Joe was a gambler. Like Joe would always at the crap games, always
talked about that.
Yeah. Degenerate gambler. So I got 10 grand. I went over to him on Prince Street. One day I picked him up. He lived in 21 Spring.
Mm-hmm.
The same apartment.
The famous apartment.
Yeah. Famous apartment building. Picked him up. I was with him on Prince Street. And we're driving him to the crap game on Grand, right? And I handed him 10 grand. He said, kid, what's this? I said, Joe, I want to forget what you did for me. He said, I don't want no money from you.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but take it. I says, I don't, if I didn't have this game, I'm doing good with the game. I said, I wouldn't have the game if it wasn't for you.
It's respect.
He said, no, kid, you earned it. I go, yeah, and I appreciate that, Joe. I said, but take the money. I said, it makes me feel better. I said, because, you did it for me. So he goes like this. He goes, I really could use it on the crap table. I said, well, come on, let's see what we could do with it. So he went, he's kidding around with me, right?
Yeah.
He took the 10 grand, we go to Grand Street. He wound up blowing the money anyway, right? Yeah. Took a few hours.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I did. I gave him 10,000, right?
That was nice.
Yeah. Then I went up to my grandfather, wanted to give him money. He wouldn't take anything. So not even about 2 or 3 weeks after that, place gets pinched. Right? I had no big deal. We take a pinch, but we'll open back up in 2-3 days. Another pinch. Another pinch. 2-3 pinches before everybody's scared to go there now.
Sure.
They don't want to go there, they get arrested.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work there, nothing. I don't know. I still got my belief that somebody made a phone call.
Of course.
Because why would you find the game all of a sudden?
Nah.
Right?
Somebody dropped the dime, as they say.
Yeah.
And put it on the radar.
And me, back then as a kid, I'm thinking everybody who's with everybody is a stand-up guy. Not realizing
yeah,
a lot of rats out there.
Wow.
A lot.
Doggy dog, buddy.
Yeah.
Fit,
making phone calls,
of the fittest.
yeah. When we used to kid around, there was a guy anytime we thought a guy in the Lucchese family was a confidential informant,
Mm-hmm.
me and Georgie Neck used to kid around. Georgie Neck used to say, yeah, he's got a PIN number.
Meaning that he was one of the guys.
When you call in, you got a PIN. Like, you call to the FBI.
Yeah. Number 6321. Yeah. I got you. They all got a PIN number, which you have to have today for everything, right? It's either a password or a PIN number. I never forget, George used to tell me, we used to talk about all the guys because he's on the lam.
Mm-hmm. We talk about guys in the crew and stuff. But yeah, so I think he's got a PIN number.
It's funny.
I thought the next thing was going to be, we need to kill him now. He's got a PIN number.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We got to take him out.
There's more CIs on the street than there is in the program.
It would have to be.
I know it for a fact.
Yeah.
For a fact. Because when you're on the other side, you get the wink and the nod.
Mm.
And I know for a fact. Okay? And that's how I know everything. But you got to be crazy today to do anything.
Yeah, I would think so.
So anyway,
so now you lose the gambling thing.
Lose the gambling thing.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the pot business.
Team Uno, shout out to my Usos, killing bills like Uma. Balls travel from Pluto, big truck soprano, gabagool and.